Hello everyone, it's Odd Guardian here. Hearthstone Descent of Dragons expansion is fast approaching, and I've started to theorycraft some deck ideas for archetypes that we have lots of cards available already. And one of those archetypes would be the Warlock's Galakrond Zoolock. Warlock Galakrond is a zoo tool. It summons random demons for you, and it changes your hero power into summoning 2/1/1 imps. So it's like an Odd Paladin basically. So we're looking at an endless stream, an endless supply of small tokens. And how do we make the most out of that? First of all, there are the invoke cards themselves, and remember, every time you play an invoke card, it buffs up the Galakrond and it activates Galakrond hero power. So even when Galakrond is still in your deck, you play an invoke card, you get those 2/1/1 imps. So Warlock is quite adept at filling up the board very early in the game, because like Dragonblight Cultist summons 3 minions, Devoted Maniac summons 3 minions, Shield of Galakrond summons 3 minions, just everything summons 3 minions. So how to make the most out of this? Warlock has a number of tools that can help. Grim Rally can turn those tokens into something a little bit more dangerous. Direwolf Alpha, you can chain the tokens to trade away something. Knife Juggler, you summon a bunch of stuff and Knife Juggler starts to throw some knives. And then there's obviously the Sea Giant, you summon a bunch of stuff, Sea Giant becomes cheaper, you get to play that big minion. Kronk's Dragonhoof is also really interesting, because Kronk's has those 4 devastations that you can choose from, and one of them is to give +2/+2 to all your other minions. So you have a bunch of tokens on the board, you play Kronk's, that's the same as playing Savage Roar basically. So lots of options, and one option that I'm really intrigued about trying out, I don't know how well it's going to work yet, but one that I want to try out is the Blood Troll Sapper. After a friendly minion dies, deal 2 damage to the enemy hero. I have not considered this card worth much previously, but that's because Warlock has not had an infinite supply of minions. Now that Warlock has an infinite supply of tokens, thanks to Galakrond, then you might even go for a token board and drop a Blood Troll Sapper, do some trades and kill the opponent. That even allows you to bypass taunts, even if there's like a Carded Defender on the way, as long as you don't let the Carded Defender die. You can kill a few tokens into it and get a bunch of face damage going. There are of course still a lot of questions about how to build this deck. I have opted to include Leroy Jenkins. I like having a little bit of burst, but is it really necessary? I'm not sure. Then the Veiled Worshipper, if you have invoked twice, draw 3 cards. Well, does Warlock need card draw? It kind of does, because once you turn yourself into Galakrond, you lose access to your zoo hero power. So then maybe Veiled Worshipper can be useful at that stage of the game. Or maybe not. Veiled Worshipper is definitely a card that I'm considering, whether that's good enough. Blood Troll Sapper is a card that I'm not sure if it's good enough. Leroy is a card I'm not sure if it's good enough. The rest of this stuff seems fairly natural. It all synergizes well together. You want to use a lot of invoke cards, because those invoke cards also allow you to flood the board. So they are extra good in Warlock Galakrond decks. And you do need to get on the board early, so I have opted to include 6 1-drops. Flame Imp, Voidwalker, Vermi. I don't think you can cut it down to 4 1-drops and still play it like a 2. So those are some of the considerations in building this type of deck. Will be really interesting to see how it works in the upcoming meta and what sort of tech cards you might need, like do you need silence in this or something. But we'll find out about that. I'm quite confident this is like 24 cards there at least, and a little bit of wiggling room for the rest. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.